Okay, and if I hit and hold C, I will go into first person. So I will switch my locomotion type, and now I am stepping in place. And this guy sees my aim offset that is replicated, which is eased in and out, and it's smooth, and it uses Ik, and it looks, let's get closer. It looks really well with the Ik, with hands placement, with spine bending and everything. But my first person experience is a lot better right now. There's a lot of things we need to set up. So if we go into first person, go hit 2, we have this super janky aim offset. And this is because we are using aim offset that is being replicated. And we are also using inertialization as blend method for our blend spaces. So this is the experience of the first person perspective. However, if you would see that from third person perspective, that would be thank God a lot better. So just show you that. Let's say 2 players as a client play. Let me show you the second guy. So you can see I'm having terrible time in first person, but in third person it's really a lot more smooth and just generally look a lot better and a lot more smooth. Okay, so let's fix our first person experience, because this is what's interesting for us. It's not how we are being seen in multiplayer, because we know it's working. So let's focus on that. Okay, let's go back to our core graph, into main event graph. So here we are checking this aim smooth, and this is the correct setup to do it. However, you know what? We're not going to use this. We're going to do something different. We're going to, oh yeah, I've just added this new variable. We're going to call it aim up. Aim up is going to be a float. And what we want to do is obviously set aim up. So how to do it? Try get pawn owner, and from here we can get aim rotation, and we can get control rotation. And actually it's even different if we get controller and get actor rotation. So those are 3 different values. Like this and this is almost the same, it's just a little bit different. And obviously get actor rotation, so our main guy rotation. So what we want to do is do delta rotator, and want to take our main guy rotation and rotate it by our, well, let me show you how it will look for all of them. But what we want to do is get control rotation if you're on 426. If you're on 425 or older engine version, what you actually want to do is get controller and actor rotation, because this one is in previous engine versions 1 frame faster than this one. So this one will be in sync between input, character and controller, and this one will be 1 frame behind. So whenever you stop rotating, you will have this 1 frame lag of animation that will just look terrible. Let's just spread it, and what we want just the pitch. Okay, so we got this aim up. Let's save it. And now let's go into aim graph, and let's find our Rifle Pro. Let's open it up. And let's go into event graph, and we're not doing anything here. And want to add a new rotation called aim up, and we want to know if we are first person. And first person is obviously bool, and we are compiling. Going back here, exposing this and this. Okay, so it's all exposed. Aim up goes to aim up, and get first person. This goes from the AGR states. So we got it here, save, and go back here. So here in the anim graph itself, we having this state machine that goes through initialization, and previously it was just connected like this. Now we are saving a pose, and we are using this save pose to add aim offset. And for now, let's not do anything else. Let's run it as it is right now, and I will show you how it will look like and why this setup doesn't really work. And you know what? Because we'll be using this rifle pose for a while now, instead of hitting 2 all the time, switching poses, I will just change my default pose to Rifle Pro. Okay, play. Okay, that's a lot better. And now hold C, I'm in first person, and you can see that I am now rotating my entire character. So my left and right rotation is fine, but my aim up and down is super sluggish right now because we are doing interp of aim offset. So let's change that. Let's go back to our main graph. Let's go into event graph, and if we want, we can say set aim in interp. Well, where is it? It's in setup. Oh, aim smooth. Set aim smooth, and we want to do a select, and we want to get anim master component again, validate check, and first person. I will show you how this setup worked. And true is 0, false is 6. Okay, so if we go into first person, our aim offset will be a lot faster, but it is absolutely janky because this is a replicated value that even locally is being set up twice, and it ends up in terrible first person experience. Now, if we set up to something very high, that will be, I think, a bit, oh, it's even worse. So it doesn't really matter what we set up here, it's still not working properly. So how can we go around it? We can set up this aim up new value and we can use it here. So if we go into Rifle Pro, here we need to say blend by bool and say first person. So this is obviously not first person, and first person will be almost the same, except we're using aim up for our vertical aim and nothing for horizontal. It will be always 0, and let's say that blend is 0.25, and we're not changing anything else. So now if I go into first person, oh, nothing will happen. Oh, obviously this is a delta rotator, so I'm doing it the opposite way I should. Let's go here. Okay, now it's smooth except when I move really fast, and if I go into slow-mo 0.1, you can see that it's playing catch up with me, and it's not our fault of our setup. This is actually the fault of how blend spaces and aim offsets work in general. So this is because of this node, and I don't know if I can actually make it. We will have this strange stop lag every time we move up and down, but if we move slowly, so if we are at certain frame rate, I guess it works a lot better. And our turn in place animations, they are making things janky as well. You can see when my loop starts on this side, I get this strange effect. Okay, so this is how it works with those variables. So let's now compare those other types. So get base aim rotation. We would think that this is the right rotation to use in a project like that for FPS, but look how janky this is. This is actually trash. This is, like I said, one frame behind on every frame, so it doesn't really look good. And if we get this actor rotation, if we hit play, we'll actually get the same effect in 426 as we're getting from control rotation, but in 425 this would be the only way to do it properly. So we can just use this in our project. So this is how you calculate this, but we'll still have some animation issues. So let's solve those animation issues with aim offset. Let's go here, let's go into idle here, and we know that I mean, I suppose that turn in place is the thing that's breaking my animations. So let's be sure of it. So now when I am turning, no hitches, nothing, it's perfectly on the sides, and I still have this lag up and down, but at least here I've already worked it out. So we know that it was this blend here that was breaking everything. So let's do it again and maybe rethink how we can manage it. So let's say that this is inertialization, and let's say 0.5, maybe let's make them less strong. Okay, but the problem is blending between those two. So let's go here and maybe here, and that this is also inertialization blend. Okay. It looks like those animations are not properly looped. Let's make sure that this is the case. Okay, so let's look, this is the first frame. Oh yeah, they are not the same. I think. Maybe they are. I mean, this. Where is this? Oh, okay, it's here. Always reset on entry. Okay, let's try this. Okay, it's better, but it's still doing something. So let's see what it's doing and when. Let's make this window smaller, and let's go into first person. Okay, so that's the problem. The problem is going into idle because of probably inertialization. So let's change it to standard blend and let's make it linear. Let's see now. It's still the same problem. Okay, so we don't want to go here. Okay. Okay, get relevant anim time fraction time remaining. This is in seconds. This is a fraction of the duration of the animation. Okay, so if this anim time remaining. So if this is less or equal 0.1, maybe this will help. Let's see. Okay, maybe it always has to finish animation. What if we set it like this? Okay, I'm not sure if it worked at all. Let's see. Okay, so now the problem is this blend between animations. Let's say there's standard blend instead of inertialization one, and let's test it now. Okay, linear works a lot better, and now our turn in place is not affecting our animations that much. Okay, I think we got it sorted. Wasn't easy, but it was well worth it. So let's check how our behavior in first person looks like now. Okay, very smooth. And our legs. Oh, we're still going. Okay, interesting. Okay, I think that we overdid it here. So let's say that, let's say this, but instead of 1, let's say that it's super sensitive. Okay, and what if we drop this? Okay, that's working quite well. Okay, so now only we got this jagged up and down, right? And the problem with the jagging aim offset up and down is, once again, because it's actually running additive animations, and those additive animations need to catch up. So we're just skipping this aim offset, and we're going to do something else here once everything is done. So what we need here is we need to do some procedural aim offset. So we want to modify bone, we want to modify our spine, and want to ignore scale and transform. We want to add to existing component space rotation, which is exposed. And want to do it for spine 2 and spine 3 as well. Let's link them up together. Okay, let's put it here. And now if we say our alpha, I want it to be a bool value. And I can actually pick already that it is the first person bool value. And this is still a fast pass node. I mean, at least it should be, with having everything specified if we add the rotation as well. So we want to get this aim up, and now we want to multiply it by, oh no, we want to divide it by -3, and we want to split, and remember that this is in component space rotation, so it takes this mannequin skeletal mesh X, Y, and Z, so X forward. So we need to add this roll, and this will be actually the spine bending forward and backward. So if we hit play now and we go into first person, you see that our gun detaches, but our hand follows absolutely immediately. Like there is no lag, no single frame of bad animations, nothing. It's just absolutely instant. And how we manage that, let's even do slow-mo 0.1. You see 0, like I'm moving 10 times as fast as my frame rate, nothing, it's just perfectly still. So this is how this works, but now we have an issue that our gun is not sticking, right? So that's quite an issue. So let's go into our skeleton, and we're going to use some virtual bones. So what we want to take our head bone, we want to add virtual bone to our gun itself. Okay, and we'll call it VB gun, and from VB gun we want to add virtual bone to hand R and hand L. So this will be VB hand R, and want to add virtual bone as well and call it, or you know what, actually we might want to, because if we add just one, yeah, let's just add it here. So add virtual bone. Wait, how does it work out here? Hand gun, and it has both hands. Okay, so we're doing the same here. Add virtual bone, and what we need is hand L. Okay. Or you know what? It will be from this bone, add virtual bone to hand R Ik bone, and we'll call it VB hand R, and we're going to add another virtual bone to Ik left, and we're going to call it VB hand L. Okay, we got those three, and if we do preview animation and say rifle idle, this is a new starter pack. Okay, so now we can see our virtual bones matching those bones, but they are parented to the head. So whatever we do to the head, we're actually doing to our virtual bones as well. So any modification, so bending of the spine, for example, will affect those virtual bones as well. So here we were doing this. Okay, you know what? It will be actually even easier if we do it like this. It will just go here and say first person, not first person. So this is obviously first person, and this was obviously third person stuff. So we can connect it back here. Say this is third person road, and this is part of it. Okay, that's the third person stuff. For first person stuff, we're doing this aim offset, which is fully procedural. And then before we hit it here, oh wait, this is true and this is false. So now before we hit it there, we need to do our Ik that we did here. So this one, let me think a second. Okay, I think we should be able to do those two here simply, but I'm not fully sure, so let's check it out. Okay, no, so now I am bending my spine, but my hands are doing a correction, so that's not going to work. And if I just do this, then my hands will follow. Oh no, nothing will happen. So if I do this, everything will happen except my guns are not following. So we're going to do a small cheat and go back into our character, and we're going to go into our rifle mesh, and we're going to say that instead of going to Ik handgun socket, we want it to be parented to VB gun. Okay, and let's hit play, and we got a rotation problem. And why is that? Let's check VB gun socket. Okay, this one. Oh, okay, so this one has certain translation that we're going to have to copy. So let's just copy this, go back here, go to our gun, paste it, go back here, copy this, go back here, paste it, and now it matches our position, and now it's running virtual bones. So if I go into first person, it now sticks with me. Okay, but if I am running or I am doing something, I might get my gun out of the position. So what I want to do is do a little IK like I did before. However, this one will be a bit different. So we'll be doing this hand Ik retargeting, but right hand FK and left hand FK stays the same, but right hand Ik is going to be VB like virtual bones, hand R. And this one will be VB hand L, and the Ik bones to move will be VB gun. So this one goes differently. And now if we go here, we have this leg Ik for hands, we want to do exactly the same thing. So here we go VB hand L, and here we go VB hand R, and go here, compile, save and play. First person, and now you can see that my hand is no longer sliding off from the carbine grip, and it's generally keeping the same rotation and same position against my character in first person, and I no longer have this lag issue with animations, unless I am skipping frames in engine in general, because I'm running quite low, like 45, 50, because I think this project uses ray tracing. So yeah. And this is a very smooth aiming method that just works, and it uses the same Ik retargeting config that allows you to run multiple characters of different proportions on the same rig and setup, but it just uses different setup for third person and first person. And the fun fact is that if you now run it in multiplayer, okay, and I go into this guy, start running around, I can like strafe walk and do stuff. I can switch my shoulder and my behavior of aim offset changes. Okay, and if I hit and hold C, I will go into first person. So I will switch my locomotion type, and now I am stepping in place. And this guy sees my aim offset that is replicated, which is eased in and out, and it's smooth, and it uses Ik, and it looks, let's get closer, it looks really well with the IK, with hands placement, with spine bending and everything. But my first person experience is a lot better right now. So this is how you do first person proper camera and proper aim offset as procedural, but I'm going to go even further with that, because not every character has the same spine, and some characters have a very short spine, like this guy. His spine tree ends here, but many humanoid characters, his spine actually ends around here, and then it has a very long neck bone. So what we want to do, we want to go back here and say that we want this chain to be a bit longer, and want to add 2 more of those. And because we already know that this is only first person, we can go back into float values. And we can now add neck and head. Okay. And we want to do the same thing, but we want to now add aim up to all rolls. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the alpha will be different for each of them. So let's say it will be 0.15, 0.2, so this is 35, 0.2, 55, 0.15, 70, and 0.3 for the head. So now, if I hit play, in first person, okay, I think I broke it. Oh, yeah, of course I did. I forgot to multiply it by -1. Okay, or divided by -1, doesn't really matter. Now it's at least the same positioning. So now you can see my behavior is a bit different, because now I am moving all of my bones. So my aim offset will be different in experience from first person. So if you are, for example, ADSing or not, it depends on what's your motion. You might want that, or you might not want this kind of behavior when you are aiming closer or more far away from your head. So whatever suits you. And if I go 0.33, 0.33, 0.34 and skip those 2, I should have the same result, more or less. Well, it will be faster if I test it on single player. Let's make it 1, standalone, hit F11. Yeah, doesn't. Oh, there is actually a difference when I am hitting. I think there is a difference. Like when I look at the arrow, the red one, when I go straight up or straight down, it acts differently. So let's make sure that it is or isn't different. So let's do this and do divide by -3 and just make it 1, 1, 1. I wouldn't be surprised if this alpha calculation is doing something really strange. And let's hit play. Okay, so this one goes from under the barrel, under the barrel, under the barrel. Yeah, and this one. Yeah, I think it's the same. but here it's not. Okay, so tampering with alpha is actually not working very well. That's interesting. So let's maybe do it like this. Float by float, divide by -5, and see if this, I mean, alpha will be 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and this value will go here, 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 and this goes here, and this goes here. Maybe this helps. Okay, and if I don't do those Ik retargets, if I skip them, oh, okay, that will happen. Wait, I skipped them completely, right? Right. So just skip this one. Okay, so this works. So I guess like this one is irrelevant for using virtual bones. I wonder if I can skip it here as well. Oh, here I can't. And if I skip the entire thing, oh no, it's going out of the entire place. So this stays. You can go with 5, no issues. Alpha is broken, so you have to use this value. Hand Ik retarget no longer required. Leg Ik required. Okay, and if I use the same leg Ik here and skip this one, I wonder if it works. I guess it does. Yeah, that works actually quite fine. So we can skip hand Ik retargeting, that's nice. And just use this leg Ik for the virtual bones. Okay. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much everything. When it comes down to aim offset in first person done the right way, and you can also blend this pose perfectly. And you know what? If we want, we can actually use this entirely with skipping this aim offset and just going with this procedural one. And how it will look like is, okay, yeah. This is how it will look like. But this one goes only up and down. So what we would have to do is take aim offset, okay, let's do it. Saved pose, and now this is final FPP, and I can post here this twice, but this one is divided by 5, not -5, and this goes to y'all, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and we get aim offset split. So this is Y, this is X, and let's get this baby going here and going straight to the leg Ik. So now this should be fully procedural aim offset. Okay. Oh, okay. Because I forgot to plug this one in. So now this is fully procedural. There is no aim offset used here. It's all done with Ik. And this is third person Ik aim offset. Okay, it's a bit janky. Like, I think that it went a lot better with non-procedural one, when it comes down to aiming to some objects that are close by. Like, this works. This one doesn't really match. If I go into first person, it's a lot better. Okay, so aiming on the sides. It's a bit janky. Oh, and with the previous one, just check it once more. Hit play. Yeah, acts a lot better when aiming down, except this thing, what just happened. I think I just hit, yeah, I hit that threshold where it doesn't know what to do. It's quite a big threshold, by the way. It should be less than 1 degree. Okay, so this is just aim offset. And this is procedural aim offset. So whatever you pick, whichever you like better, I actually like the additive one. And I like this, how it ended up with the Ik one for multiplayer. You can just keep them and use however you like. So this is third person. Yeah, and this is aim offset, so this is a good basis. Now all we have to do is blend some animations on our bottom half of the body that is just hands only, and we'll get this really nice FPP experience with a single mesh. Thanks for listening. See you guys soon.